All right, to business news. Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz. Hi, Bernard.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Fonterra, the capital restructure announcement. Why should we care?
Well, Fonterra is the biggest company in New Zealand, really, and where Fonterra goes, New Zealand goes in the long run. And for years now, we've had this debate within Fonterra, which we've all watched, about how it's going to grow and be an international company, and how it's going to bring in new capital, because the farmers, rather than save money for another day, prefer to take it right now as a big payout.
I thought they were an international company.
They are, but they could be much more international. There are some who say Fonterra should be a Nestle or a Kraft, and they're not at the moment. They're mostly selling wholesale milk products rather than branded milk products to people around the world.
And the $64 billion question is, why are they not Kraft or Nestle? What's holding them back?
Well, really good question that a lot of farmers ask Fonterra. And Fonterra says, well, we want to do that, we just need a bit more capital because we have to buy some brands and we have to build factories and distribution systems and all that sort of stuff. But every time not every time they do it, but the couple of times they've done it, they've failed. And the last example was in China, of course, with Sanlu, where it didn't work. And farmers, frankly, are reluctant to give them a boatload of cash to go out and spend around the world. They'd much rather Fonterra gave it straight to them in a big payout.
Yeah.
So the debate today, and what we'll hear today from Fonterra, is how they're going to bring in some new capital, firstly to repay debt. Fonterra has a lot of debt, and what I suspect they'll do is just simply go to farmers and say, okay, we've got to repay the debt, you need to give us some more money and we'll use that to repay the debt. Of course, farmers will simply go straight to their banks and say, Fonterra wants some more money from us, can we have some more money from you? And actually, it's a bit of a money go round, because Fonterra will in part be repaying back debt to New Zealand's banks. They will be repaying debt to overseas, and this will effectively mean that New Zealand is slightly more indebted.
Can't they release the reins a wee bit on this? I mean, why wouldn't they not let mum and dads have a bit of a crack at Fonterra?
Well, Fonterra's board tried this a couple of years ago. It said, let's have a float of Fonterra. And the farmers said, no, we don't trust the mums and dads. More importantly, we don't trust the big fund managers and the big foreign investors who'd come in and probably snap those shares up on the stock market within a few months. So Fonterra has ruled out the idea of a float. This is really bad news for the NZX. They're desperate to get Fonterra on, and it's just not going to happen because farmers, frankly, don't trust the stock market, unfortunately, like most other New Zealanders.
All right, very quickly, Bernard, we've only got a few seconds left, but interest rates doing a bit of a dive yesterday.
Yeah, BNZ came out and cut its floating mortgage rate, its best floating mortgage rate, to 5.59%. And that seems to be where the action is at the moment on the variable mortgage rate side. If anything, the fixed rates are rising slightly. So it's putting more doubt in the mind of those who are thinking, should I fix or should I float? But you know for sure that interest rates will go up in the next year or two.
Have a good weekend, Bernard. Thanks very much. Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz.